Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. Now this one is a little bit mean. So we are racing A-class cars, but these are vehicles from the modern muscle category. Now that class does not give you very much PI to play with. None of the cars start lower than A-class. I think the Falcon that I'm driving actually is the lowest starting PI, which is about 740 or so. You really do not get much in the way of upgrades for these vehicles, so everything's going to be a little bit compromised. Everything's going to be a little bit weirdly built. I mean, your options really are, do you have grip or do you have power? And I've gone for grip in this car by virtue of rally tyres. Basically, that's what I've gone for here. My hope is that it's the tarmac circuits, we're going to be grippy enough that we're not going to be too bad, and off-road, those that haven't got rally tyres, those who maybe didn't even have the PI to contemplate putting rally tyres on their car, are then going to struggle. But we are really going to have to wait and see. I do not know. Oh, we got boxed in. I have tried to maybe give myself a little bit of straight line speed. As you can see, I haven't got Forza Aero on the car. Normally I would run with it. However, on this one here, I opted maybe to try and get a little bit more out of it. It's going to really be a case of wait and see what happens with the cars. Impega's been quite brave with the Mustang choice over there. Probably quite powerful, probably quite quick down the straights. But not that much faster than me than you might expect. But it's just, yeah, you end up with not all that much PI to work with on some of these cars. Which is why I picked this category. It was to be a bit nasty. It was to be that challenge, if you will. And yeah, hopefully we will get some interesting racing. It's all very different cars. I'd never used this Ford before. I like it. Never had a reason to use it, almost, so to speak. Can we go around the outside of turn 1 of our teammate? Yes, we can. We are given space. I mean, we really want to be starting to make our way forward here for Red Team. We're not actually having a particularly great run here. Blue car has got the lead. Can I go around the outside here? Oh, well, there is just enough room to run our car all the way around the outside. We're going to understeer through that next corner. That was not the cleverest thing I've ever done in the world. It's fine. No, we could have been a little bit better there. Have we got more straight line speed in the Mustang? Maybe a little bit. I mean, all of these cars are going to be quite heavy compared to perhaps what we might normally see in these races. I mean, we're talking about, what is this car? This is 3,600 pounds. Honestly, I don't even know if I get it that much. You might get one more stage of weight reduction in it, but you'd be on standard tyres or something like that. Standard tyres on this car is street tyres. They're not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, you've kind of got all of these things to think about, if you will. I mean, me and Pega have kind of marched through the field a little bit from the back. I think I've probably got the speed to take third away from the Monaro if I don't get held up too much by my teammate car. I'm hoping they will. I'm hoping I can get past and they can fend off from the other two behind. And if we can get up to third, I mean, honestly, from our start and from us being stuck in traffic, that is probably about as much as I can hope to expect from this, really. Monaro bubbles the grass, bubbles the curb. We're going to get a really good run on that one. But it didn't matter which side it went, whatever side it goes, I'm going to breeze past. There is too much straight line speed in the Ford. This is quite a nice car to drive. I mean, it's by no means going to become a mainstay A-class car for me. I think it's too compromised, really, but it's actually not a bad car to drive in any way at all here. Fortunately, just not going to be scoring enough points. We've got too many vehicles further back that are just not quite going to be getting enough points. Now, I don't know whether... I'm not actually sure what car is up at the front. I had a feeling it might be a Cadillac, but I could be entirely wrong. I can't see. It's too far in the distance. I mean, now we've got ourselves through the traffic, and we're at these distances. I don't know which is the fastest car of the top lot. While I was behind Impega, we looked fairly evenly matched. Maybe eyes a little better through the corners. Impega's faster down the straight. It's to be expected. I'm pretty sure that Mustang is on. It's not on rally tyres from a cursory look I did in photo mode at the start. So. It's always interesting to have a sneaky look at tyres, see what other vehicles are running. There are more on rally tyres in this. I can't remember all of them, but there are more on rally tyres than I thought. I thought most were going to brave potentially just going out and out power with this class. It's tempting to do that, when you already know you're going to have a compromised build, to say, well, screw it, I'm just going to go for all of the power in the car and hope for the best. You know, yeah, that is a tempting thing. I think the Pega might be a little faster than the leader. Just a smidge. But it's going to be a run out of time. It's going to be a run out of time and a run out of laps. The Monaro has settled into a rhythm behind me. It's actually not all that far back. If I do anything stupid here, we will lose the position. So definitely don't want to run too fast into this corner. Don't want to clobber the wall or anything like that. It was actually a really nice run off of there. That is basically spot on. That is what we needed. It'll keep us our third, and we will have 2 red cars on the podium. How do I say it'll keep us our third? I should probably not say that just yet, because I've crashed on this corner before. It's a horrible, horrible turn through there. We do make it through there neat and tidy. Yeah, we will maintain our third position unless that thing suddenly has a big nitro boost. The game may screw us out of finishing positions, as it does sometimes. But no, it's going to be too far. It's not going to be able to challenge us. We will cross the line. We will take a third position. Sadly, though, as good as it had with the Mustang and my Falcon up in second and third, just not enough points elsewhere. Makes for round 1 going to blue team. So we will now find out how good these vehicles are when it comes to off-road. We are starting kind of buried in the pack. Tarnhouse Scramble is a predominantly off-road circuit, this one. A few slower corners. There is a little tarmac straight up the hill. A bit of power is helpful, but yeah, I mean, you're gonna need grip. You're gonna need grip on the dirt as well. No good having grip on the tarmac around here, of course. You will get slaughtered. It's going to be very much a case of see who has the rally tyres. I think it might have been the Falcon. It was Falcon that won the last race. What tyres is that on? Probably not rally tyres. That's curious then. If my car was as quick as it was at that previous circuit, that could well mean mine is the fastest car on rally tyres, on the tarmac at least, which is helpful to know. Now, I don't know whether anyone's going to have done a drivetrain swap. I would imagine unlikely by virtue of not much PI to play with. Now you could do it with some of the cars, a couple of vehicles. You could probably get an all-wheel drive conversion into it. That HSV is very good out of the hairpin, which makes you wonder maybe. But yeah, it's not impossible. However, you would be using up a chunk of your PI to do it, essentially. Yeah, we will probably have to wait and see. Now, we've had a bit of a... We're quick here. We are very quick. However, we've got to fight away a little bit in traffic. There's always going to be something that can go on. Big issue for the Ford. That was wreckfest. That car would be very dead. Terrible attempt at a rejoin. Although, we'll be honest, that is also not a fun place to find your car spat out from a crash. It does happen sometimes. For some reason, but that landing, if you get it wrong, can cause you no end of pain. Right, we have had a much cleaner midsection of the lap. We're pulling away from the Mustang. Now, if I can get up to a second, this would be good, but I feel like we need more improvements elsewhere if we are going to... Last time I was over there, we ended up on our roof, so slightly dubious about running through that. Just a smidge dubious about going over there. Actually, points are quite close. We've clawed some back. I definitely think I have the car to do something here, make something happen in this race. Now, we are on the outside towards turn 1. Now, I'm not probably going to get around the outside of the corner. You might, but it is ambitious, to say the least, if you're thinking about it. Especially in these, where nothing's really all that happy. Nothing's all that suited to the circuit. We've actually now got the lead in terms of points. If we can keep that up, that would be wonderful. Ideally, though, I want to be moving forward and securing this a little bit better. I mean, we've currently got Ford versus Holden going on here. Falcon versus the HSV. Oh, that's a really big slide from the car ahead. I'm just having cars all over the place in front of me. In fact, 3 HSVs in front of me. at the moment. I'm the first of the Fords. I believe it's... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it sticks at HSV as well. It's the SP Tools style livery on that one. I recognise. Right, how many laps we got? 2 more laps to go here. We can turn just so much tighter through that final corner. We have the grip in this car. I don't know whether I've got bigger tyre width maybe than the HSVs, but certainly we can get the front end turned into that final corner very, very well indeed. Now, can we find a way to take second place from the car ahead? The points are close. So we know Impega's car is not on ideal tyres for this. So Impega's car is... Oh, crisscross on the HSV. That puts us through. So Impega's car is quite compromised off here, but still get some points. Very helpful indeed. I think we want second or third is quite difficult out there. I ran out of PI for a gearbox in this, so we're stuck with whatever the standard gear ratios are. Might not always be the most helpful. We'll just slide out of the final corner, wipe out the fence on the way. Ooh, the purple car has lost some ground. 4th place has fallen a long way back. We're just going to be brave on the outside. I've got a really big switch coming across the start-finish line. That is not what I needed heading on to the final lap. Thankfully, no one around. Stig ran very wide into turn 1. Is luckily out of the way, out in front far enough that I couldn't profit from it, neither could any of the blue team cars. There is a red team car over there that is thankfully kept well out of the way, as appreciate. Car being lapped, staying well out of the way. I presume not suited to these conditions in the slightest. Too much power on standard tyres, I would imagine, would do it. Come on, we can make this. I mean, we're going to cross the line. Hopefully, if we get stopped around here, we're going to cross the line 1-2, and then it's up to the rest of the field almost. Our car has been damn fast around here, I have to say. We've not been stuck in traffic. Could we sneak a victory at the death? I know it's on a teammate, not quite. Almost got there. Another lap. Yeah, Stig did have a big off at turn 1 there, which did give me a lot of my time back in that. We will get second. 3rd and 4th go to blue team for all the HSVs around. We get 5th with the HSV, and that's kind of... It's important we get 5th. It's important Impega gets 8th, which Impega did ahead of Corrupt Falcon. So as long... Actually, it doesn't even matter what the rest of the finishing positions are, because even if we lost 100 points, we would still win this round. We are going to take round number 2. The Ford has been good. So, we head next to a street circuit. Now, this could work relatively well for me. If I'm honest, it doesn't rely too much on straight line speed. I have got good grip in the car. So, it might work. We're starting mid-pack again. If we can get a good start, make the most of the ghost mode, sneak our way past maybe. If we get out in front, we can probably be very difficult to pass with our car, because we can be quick at a couple of very important places. The cars I am worried about, well, the cars that beat us to Aston more Corrupt and Impega, although neither of them get off the line particularly well here. So that does help me. I'd imagine that's to do with their tyres, whatever compound they're on, between tyre compound and, well, considerable amount of power, just spins all of it away through at the start of the race. So we have had the good start that I wanted, basically. We are now up into the lead. Our Monaro got it wrong at the hairpin, and that would allow me to sneak through. Now, we have one job here. We run as far away as we can. Now, I like this circuit. This is probably my favourite of the street circuits. I would like a little bit less street furniture and potentially slightly less sticky out walling. The stairs around here and building can catch out unwary cars, especially unwary cars, sorry. And that wall over there. Bloody hell. I'm not used to driving 3,500 pounds of some sort of muscle car. Don't tend to go for much different. Again, you just go for much different sort of build. This thing is quite understeering. But yeah, there's some street footage that can be a bit annoying. But I like the layout of this circuit. It's fun. It's fun to drive around. Now, I think we are pretty safe sat out here at the moment. We're doing literally what we needed to. It's the dream scenario is we get to the lead and we run away. The problem is that we need other cars to score well, and Blue Team definitely had a better start in all of that. As you can see, they've got second, third, fourth at the moment, and we cannot let them have that if we want to be able to win here. Take out the lamppost. Hopefully that'll be gone for the next time around. Yeah, we are really, really pulling a gap. Impega is now climbing up the leaderboard. Now, if Impega could get second behind me, that could really, really change things up. Because that actually gives you such a big amount of points if you can get a 1-2 here. That would be very, very helpful. And I would imagine, as in changes further back as well, Impega does now take that second place away. We have the cars to maybe be able to do it, but it's going to be close. I think one of my cars may have missed a checkpoint. Clutch has, dropped down the order. It was just as we were getting in. I mean, it's going to rely on either Clutch, someone managing to catch the cars further back. I don't think that's going to happen. Or Stig is going to have to get third. If you can get a 1-2-3, you are guaranteed to win no matter what. However, not sure. We just need a couple of 100 points. Would be good. That's all we need here. It's going to be one of them infuriating races where we've done everything we can. Impega's worked from the back, done absolutely everything they can to, claw their way up through the field and give us as good a chance as possible. But yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do all that much with it. Yeah, there's just too bigger gaps going on. Well, what we have to do is not crash, basically. What we have to do is keep the car out of the wall, out of trouble, and we will be okay. I think there is an almighty tussle going on behind me, yeah. Impega and Corrupt, very, very similar speed in them cars. We saw it at the first race, so it's hardly surprising that around this circuit we would see a similar thing. But they are having a fun battle behind me. I'm just not really going quite as crazy as I could here. This is just a quick drive, but just don't hit any street furniture. Don't do anything stupid. As much, of course, as I would love to get the team victory, we're going to, by the looks of it, just have to settle for the race victory. We might be within one position. That's all we needed. If Stig can stay there. It's the tough part of a team adventure. Sometimes it can be 9th place that makes the difference. Sometimes 11th place can be the difference between two teams. We head around the penultimate corner. The Falcon, so far, has not let me down at all. I'm impressed with the car. We round this last turn. It is going to be victory for me. Second place for the Shelby. However, unfortunately, just not enough points elsewhere means Blue Team will take round 3. So, we head back off-road. The Lakehurst Woodland Scramble will be the track of choice. I am a little bit higher up the order. My car should be fairly good around this one. So, Stig's HSV, we saw won the first dirt circuit. That is starting on the front row, so we're going to have to pass that. Now, as far as tracks go, this isn't the worst kind of dirt venue. Not at all. The dirt section can be a bit mean. Of course it is, it's downhill, it's fast, it's bumpy, and there's one hell of a hairpin that if you have no traction getting out of, you can lose a lot of time. But, that all being said, we have got this long hill. You've got this hill climb, and you've got a couple of quite long tarmac straights. Then, well, if you have completely and utterly no straight line speed, you can actually be in a little bit of bother. We're going to kind of play it a little bit carefully through all of this. The blue car's actually got some pretty good drive heading onto the dirt. I'm impressed with that. I actually got more drive than I did getting through there. I was trying to be a little bit neat and tidy because I didn't quite know where my fellow red team cars were going through all of that. So the hairpin, I mean, this is always it's a good overtaking spot. It's a good overtaking spot, good spot for a crash sometimes. Yeah, you can have a big dive. You can actually find quite a lot of speed on the outside at the hairpin as well. if you get your car set up correctly for it. We have... I'm kind of surprised. After my car was so good at Tarnhouse, I'm surprised it's struggled with traction coming onto the dirt. Might have been I drove it slightly wrong. Not sure. But the blue and white Falcon has moved up to second. Now, can I get past the Cadillac? We do. So the blue car has not got actually all that much top end. That could help me. Makes me wonder, could that be all-wheel drive? I think it might be, you know. Judging by the understeer that it has going on, I wonder if that could be an all-wheel drive swap. Nothing against it in this category. If you wanted to, you could go for it. That would explain the traction, potentially, from that vehicle. Stig's obviously on rally tyres as well, having been at the lead. Yeah, I think that's all-wheel drive. Okay, I mean, the Falcon is an obvious candidate for an all-wheel drive swap by virtue of one of the lower starting PIs. Now, you might pay for it other places, but here, I mean, that traction it's getting is pretty immense in places. Oh, make sure we get the checkpoint there, which we do. I kept it in slightly a higher gear for a little bit there. It's fine, though. Yeah, so we're going to have to try and get ourselves in... Yeah, so the Falcon made a mess through there, and that's now going to cause it some problems. So what I was going to say is, if we were going to beat it, what we had to do is get to a point where we could overtake it and be far enough away that when we got to the dirt, its advantages weren't enough to repass me. Now, that hitting on the wall might have done it. We're going to have to wait and see, but yeah, it's really close here. It's really, really close again in the adventure. We could do with, well, we really need to have me and Stig get a 1-2. We can't afford to lose any more places. It's, can Impega do anything with the slightly iffy, well, I say the quick Mustang, just not built for dirt Mustang, or anybody else gain just another place. That's all we need, is we need one more place at the moment. We definitely can't afford to lose one. So, we're onto the dirt. Now, last time out, the Falcon, Falcon behind us we saw had a big problem going into the hairpin. Got away with it, but did lose some time into all of that. I'm hoping this time around, well, if they are going to be neater, which I have no doubt, hoping they're going to be too far back to really do anything about the orange car. We slide... Oh... slide through the hairpin quite nicely. So, the Falcon's battling with its teammates a little bit behind us in this one. Oh, that's not quite what I wanted to do. That's going to cost me a little bit of momentum coming onto the straight. Blue car is going to go to the inside now. Is it going to be able to get past? Stig's gone wide at the final corner as well. We still get the run off the turn, though. This is going to be a manic final. Oh, Impega and Clutch have moved up positions. That's good. That's what we want to see. Points are now slightly better to the good for us. Oh, got some understeer mid-corner through all of that. Oh, okay, been changed position behind us. HSV's now moved up into... It really is Ford versus Holden at its best. Not what we intended in the slightest. However, it really has ended up as Ford versus Holden on the dirt. Right. No, I can't afford to make any mistakes this lap around. Stig's had a little bit of a ping on the wall, but has got a little bit of margin over me, and of course the chasing pack. You know what I said about not making mistakes? That's a huge twitch from me going down the hill. That is absolutely not what I needed. HSV's running way, way too deep into the hairpin, though. We're going to sneak up the inside. There's a little bit of contact, nothing major. Only the tiniest of brushes. The Falcon's right there with us as well. He's having a look. There's a little bit of paint swapping in the air there. We're going to cut back underneath. That's a much better line. No hitting the fence, no sliding the car around. We retake second place. In fact, the HSV, having slid out of that corner, might have actually lost a podium spot as well here. Well, we've got one more lap. This has been exquisite fun. Could we really chase down Stig on the final lap? We failed at Tarnhouse. This time around, if we don't balls it up... Oh, that's actually way too early on the brakes here. If we don't balls it up, maybe there is a chance to do something about that. We will see. They're still battling. They might be battling each other into attrition over that third place. I think I might have had the measure of them anyway, but they are fighting quite... Yeah, that's probably not what they wanted team-wise. Stig's car really moves around. The back end really moves around as it goes to get thrown into these corners. Not what we see from the Falcon at all. That HSV's just got... Okay, maybe just the HSVs are better on traction out here. Maybe they have bigger rear tyres or something. I can't actually remember what's on the back of them. I think they're 315s. It's only 295 or something like that. They are certainly big tyres. Hopefully the red team car will stay well out of the way. Not really. We navigate it through all of that. I'm going to be just a little too far back to do anything about Stig in all of this. We do hit the wall a smidge this time. Still maintain a lot of speed. It's not quite going to be enough. It was close. It was definitely close to catching that HSV. Couldn't quite do it. I'm throwing it a bit too deep in the final corner. Worth a try. God damn it, we're going to have another race where we fight and battle our way through it on the final lap. We just don't quite have enough time to do anything about the HSV. It's another second place for the orange Ford. I think the points are going to go our way. We just need to get across the line in 6th and 7th. And then we will be comfortably, and we do get 6th and 7th. That's what matters. It doesn't matter further back if anything changes there. 100 points went to blue team. It'd still be okay for us. Bloody hell. What an excellent race. What an excellent race. Another podium so far. 4 podiums out of 4 for the Ford. And this will now go to a deciding round. So, the final race. The decider, the Holyrood Park circuit, is where we are going to duke it out. Now, my car is probably not going to be... My car's going to be okay. It's not going to be the fastest. I don't think I can match either Corrupt or Impega around this circuit. I think they are going to be too quick. Now, we know they've struggled on the dirt. We know they're not on rally tyres, which probably means they're going to have a bit more power. Yes, I can carry more speed through some of the longer corners. I mean, the downside they have is because of the tyres on the car, they really don't get going. Even with their power and so on, they struggle with just that grip off the line that does cause a little bit of trouble. I mean, we can fly up through the order. We'll come out of ghost mode at an annoying point. Would like to have made up maybe a few more places before we come out of ghost mode. Yeah, I mean, could I chase down that car? I don't know. We're going to give it a try, of course. We're going to see what we can do. If it isn't on, well, if it isn't on rally tyres, which does very much seem to be the case, then this is dicey because I don't want to go out into the fence. I appreciate the space being given there. Breezor was kind in that there was space left for me to not have to hit into the fence. I think they eventually just couldn't quite keep the car alongside. Through all of that. We move ourselves up into a 2nd position. Can I do anything about the leader here? That is the big question, really. I'm not sure. I think they're just going to be too quick. The problem is I don't think this track works for any of our cars, sadly. We were much better at the dirt circuits than the more technical circuits. That was where the red team cars shone, but when we come to this sort of track, it's no good for us. In fact, we are slower than the HSV. We're definitely slower than the Shelby. That, to be expected. A smidge. Oh, Corrupt's had a big off at turn 1. Carried a bit too much speed into there. See, that is the plus point for me here, is that we can absolutely fly through some of these corners. We can maintain our speed quite well through the first half of the lap. I don't know if Impega and someone tried to go side by side through turn 1. They may have done, and that generally doesn't work. Especially not the speeds you're doing in an A-class car. Because you are very quick going through that section in an A-class car. If the Shelby catches, I'm going to move out of the way and I'm going to let it go because, well, that stands the best chance of catching the leader. Not that it looks like we're quite going to have the points to do this one, but yeah, it does look like that might stand the best chance. I mean, we are much closer than we were last lap around, and that was more to do with Corrupt making a fairly sizable error at turn 1. We will carry more speed through there on a normal lap, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. But sometimes weird things happen to this circuit. I've had an Escort Cosworth that was an unusual car. I think it was a B-class Escort Cosworth I raced around here that was weirdly quick at this track, despite the fact that it was not really all that good. Corrupt's car is deadly at turn 1. That thing is really not enjoying turn 1. There's twice now it's got into trouble. I think it got bounced across the inside. It was a huge two-wheel moment. Trying to get slowed down there. So that's curious. I mean, we're going to see what we can do here. Again, points-wise, is not looking likely to be enough regardless. Even if Impega comes through, even if we get a 1-2 for red team, we're going to need more points elsewhere. However, I mean, for the honour in this one, would be nice to claim a second victory for Ford. In fact, it might be a Ford 1-2-3. It's a good time for Ford fans, right? It probably is going to be a Ford 1-2-3, unless something really badly goes wrong, because I think all three of us are way quicker than the chasing pack. So, yeah. Oh, Corrupt got quite wide at the final corner, got away with it, as weird as on the grass. Now, we're going to get past towards turn 1. There's nothing I can do about it down here. We don't have the speed. We aren't too bad, but we... Oh, God, I actually didn't intend to wander across the road, which ended up wandering a little bit. Now, Corrupt hit the fence and has now gone on the brakes. Because, I'm on such a tight line through there. That's not the line we want to be on. We get away with it just. Christ. So we're going to have to be a little bit different. We're going to have to approach that corner a little different. We cannot carry that level of speed. Of course, when we're on that tight line, when you're on that side-by-side line. Now we start having to defend, and this is the problem bit for me. If I slow myself down too much defending, if I don't take my normal lines through the corners where I am quick, that car is going to be closer and closer when we get to the bits where it's quick, and then I can't necessarily defend on the straights, unless I happen to wander across the road a smidge, like a moron. That's not ideal. Oh, there we go. So we're out of that section. So if we can pull a little gap there, and we can probably pull a little bit of a gap around here. Oh, don't put a wheel on the grass on the way in, though. That's going to be all sorts of horrible. Yeah, I think we might be in trouble this lap around. I had a wheel on the grass trying to turn in for that final corner, and through goes the stealth car. We're going to have to give chase on this final lap. Now, will they make a mistake into turn 1? We've seen them have trouble with that car so far. Is it going to be well behaved this time around? As we barrel into the first corner, it's much better. It's quick from both of us through there. Much better from Corrupt this time around. I think I'm going to be too far back to try to think. We might be able to carry a lot of speed in places, but it would have to be a huge throw up the inside. We're going to give it a try, though. I didn't... Oh, Corrupt's had a problem. Corrupt made a mistake, really big mistake through all of that. Ended up out very, very wide. I'm not quite sure how they ended up out that wide. I didn't really expect that to happen, but there was just a gap was left, and I was like, well, you know, it's the final lap of the race. I'm not going to pass up the opportunity, although I've butchered up this corner. Something chronic, which is not good news for me, because we have to be absolutely spot on through here, because that thing's got more straight line speed. Now, maybe be careful with touching the grass through here. That's an absolutely fantastic run through that last corner. Can Corrupt beat us to the line? That's the question. We're not winning this adventure in terms of points. It doesn't matter. No, Corrupt can't do it. There's no way that Falcon's going to make it in time. We are going to take a victory at the Holyrood circuit. 5 races, 5 podiums for the Falcon, including 2 wins. I think it's 2 wins, 2 second places, and a third. That's a bloody good car. For this field, I'm very, very happy with that car. That did some fine work. That did some very fine work indeed around there. There we go. I wasn't expecting to win at that track. I was thinking third was probably going to be quite doable, but no, we had some serious pace. I do think Corrupt's car was a little faster, but a small mistake in the end cost the Falcon the victory there, although we could put up a damn good fight. However, it is a little bit academic. As good as my car was, we are not going to be able to win the adventure. It goes 3-2 in the end. Blue team will take the victory in this one. That, though, is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to take part in the next team adventure, you can. You can sign up via our forums. There's a link in the description. Find the FailRace versus the community section, and you can sign up in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.